PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. This is the second meeting with Miles Copeland. Let me tell you, first of all, in the first episode, you met Comet. Comet jumped up here. We're at Miles's house in Springfield, and I came up and we rode a ride today, giving back to the community, giving back to some soldiers and police and people in the first responders. And so I've begged this off. It's at the end of the night. We rode all day long. It was a humid day. It was a hot day, and Miles has been gracious enough to sit down and talk to you guys a little bit. In the first episode, he basically told you that your surroundings, everywhere you go, there's contacts. And I think that everybody plugs in. You come to the dealership, you walk in, you get your day started, you finish your day, you go home. When you're in sales, that can't be the way you do business. You're selling 24 hours a day. Every contact, everywhere, when you wear your shirt out that says Toyota on there, people ask you questions, and you have to be on point 24 hours a day. Creating a career that 2 or 3 years down the road, you don't have to be at the dealership every day because people are seeking you out. And I think Miles addressed that, and I'll let him continue about what his thoughts are and some of the things that he's done in his career to kind of own this market of Springfield.
Well, one of the things that I've done is, if you go back to when Toyota was having some issues,
yes.
And when I say some issues, we know that we had the reputation, which sometimes you look back and you say, perception is that true reality. Mm-hmm. And we had that perception that we were having bad things happen with our cars. It took an act of Congress, it took NASA engineers to say that's not really what was going on, but there was the perception that things were bad. So as a result, I made a tag phrase that we are all in this together. My parents drive Toyotas. My family drives Toyotas. My friends drive Toyotas. So what's affecting one is affecting all.
Right.
And that tagline has become the premise and the baseline for what we do. Everything around us, we say, we are all in this together. And I've tried to go out and brand the store and brand the image and brand what we do in every single market, in every single corner, in everything that we do. For instance, our kids' football team, they needed some jerseys. We leverage the relationships, and we go out, we take those, we say, hey, here's the advertising budget. And I know if you're a sales associate, you may not have the availability to say, I can't spend the money to go participate in jerseys, but what are you doing to make it so that you brand yourself? You can afford $100. In fact, you could probably afford $250. So take $250 and put it towards your kids' club. Own it. And anytime they need something, be the first person there to say, I can help you.
Yep.
You own that portion of it. Then move over here. Get involved. Own the next portion of that. In everything that you do in your market, if you start thinking about it, you start branding, not Toyota, you brand yourself. It's not about the brand. We've all got the big signs out in the yard.
Right.
We've all paid Toyota the big money to have it sitting in front of the place. But people aren't coming to buy the Toyota, they're coming to see you.
That's exactly right.
It's about relationships. Look around you. How many Toyota points are within 1 hour's drive of you? There's probably a lot. So what separates you from the person down the street is you.
That's right.
It's me. It's Casey Nix. That's why people come to our store. That's why people participate in the things that we do. That's why I do so much in our community. Sure, Toyota is a byproduct, but it is me and Miles, and he represents Toyota. And so even if they're not buying a Toyota or interested in a Toyota, we still have the commonality and the respect, and most of all, the trust factor that they want to do business with me because I've tried to get involved in everything that's around us.
It's funny, Miles, that in our used car lots and everything, they're not stocked with just Toyotas.
It's amazing.
So we can sell other cars. I want to share a quick story. So my first dealer, he was super smart, a lot smarter than me. He came up to me one time and says, Casey, the secret of the car sales business is to make sure that you get your money back from everybody you do business with. And so I sat there and smiled at him, and finally I just said, John, I have no idea what you're talking about. What are you talking about? He goes, when you go to the dry cleaners, get your money back by selling the people that work at the dry cleaners a car. Then you get your dry cleaning money back. And I go, well, what if they won't buy a car from me? He goes, go to another dry cleaners. And you know what? That didn't hit me immediately, but wow, is that not
right.
It's a revelation. It's the people you do business with, the butcher at the market. Don't buy packaged meat. Have them cut the steaks, brag about their technique, and the next thing you know, they're driving to Tacoma. You know, this is the real thing about building your own business. As I close this segment and we go into the third segment, let me tell you something. If you build and brand yourself, I'm going to do a little math for you. Done it before real quick. 20 cars a month times 5 years is 1,200 cars delivered at the end of 5 years. That's one person that you delivered a car to. These people should be happy with the product. Toyota spent billions of dollars to make that happy. The dealership you work at is a great place or you wouldn't be there. So if all these people come back to you over a 5-year period of time, if you do the math, that's 20 cars a month without selling anybody else. Let me throw this in. Well, KC, people move away. They might not come back. Add for every person their spouse and their 2 kids. Now you're doing 80 cars a month. Where are you going to get the help? This has been section 2 of the Milas Copeland interviews. PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. We have one more.